Hello and welcome to the Star Awards show brought to you by the Bob Mwiti Foundation. In some families, education is a personal journey, but in others, it becomes a shared mission. Today, we meet Vincent Munene, a Form 3 student at Kobo High School from Shodhirai Village, Kiborene location, Nyaki East Ward in Imenti North, Meru County. Vincent comes from a humble family where her mother depends on casual labor to support her children. School fees has become a recurring challenge. And yet, Vincent continues to push forward. He dreams of becoming a pilot. Today, we follow Vincent's journey, a story of shared sacrifice and determination. Come with me. Our journey stretches beyond Gyaki Market and into the rural interior of North Imenti, making our way toward Shodhirai Village in Kiborene location, Nyaki East Ward, Meru County. As we leave the busy trading center behind, the roads narrow into winding village paths that cut through farmland and quiet homesteads, revealing a community where life is closely tied to the land. Thank you. Eventually, we arrive at a modest home surrounded by small pieces of farmland. It is a place that reflects the simplicity of rural life. Yet behind these quiet surroundings is a family whose greatest investment has never been the land beneath their feet, but the education of their children.
I have reached a point where I have put everything about myself on hold. There is nothing I do for myself anymore, not even buying clothes, just to make sure my children become successful because I have nothing else to give them.
For years, that investment has required sacrifice after sacrifice, with every school term bringing new financial pressure and difficult decisions.
This year has been very difficult for me, but Vincent loves education. So even if I abandoned him, even if I took my own life or went far away to look for work, they would have no one to take care of them.
It is here that Vincent Munene is growing up.
I'm Vincent Munene, a student at Kobo. I'm in Form 3. I'm very focused and disciplined, knowing that this is the only opportunity that I have to make my future.
Vincent was born into a family that believed education offered the best opportunity to change their future.
I try my best, at least in education, knowing that the only thing I can inherit from my parents is this education.
In the early years, both parents worked together to support their children.
At that time, Dad's support was there. He was supporting us. So life wasn't much that tough. I stay with my mom. I have 2 siblings. My elder sister is in college in Thika, and my younger brother is in a public school within. He's in grade 1.
Depending on small-scale farming and casual labor to keep the family going.
We have a very little shamba, but actually when it comes to harvesting, it is not that much. During harvest, that's what we consume here at home.
Yes, it has always been like that. For example, right now I have nothing. Our farm is very small and cannot sustain us.
Sometimes we'll be lucky, we get a job, maybe to someone's shamba, and then we work it out and we get at least something.
But that stability did not last.
For our dad, he left actually when I finished my primary school education. That is when he left, and since then I have not seen him again.
His father left home saying he had found work. From that point, he never returned to take responsibility for the family.
Sometimes I have no money and no food. I struggle very hard just so that we can eat. Sometimes I even go to people and ask them to lend me money, and I feel like I have exhausted them.
What had once been a shared burden slowly became a responsibility carried almost entirely by Vincent's mother. mother.
I feel heartbroken and exhausted. Sometimes I even go to the hospital thinking I am sick, but after examining me, the doctor tells me I am fine, and I continue pushing myself.
Support comes from my mom, because almost everything she's the one who supports.
Left with 3 children to raise, she continued pushing forward. Vincent's elder sister was already pursuing her education in college.
My daughter in college was fortunate because before my father-in-law passed away, he had paid her school fees for 2 years. Her aunt also helps by paying her rent, while I usually send her 100 shillings a day for food.
Vincent was preparing for secondary school.
Munene always encourages me whenever he sees that I am losing hope. Sometimes he finds me crying and comforts me, assuring me that things will get better.
Most of the time I realize she doesn't have peace of mind, because each and every time she's there stressed, thinking of what she'll do to improve at least our status.
And the youngest was in primary school. Every need, from food to school, now rested heavily on one mother trying to hold the family together.
Our financial status right now is not very good. In fact, it is not good at all, because she's the one who is trying everything to cater for my younger brother, for me, and for my sister, and also to provide for our basic needs.
His mother chose not to walk away. She remained, worked, borrowed, pleaded, and sacrificed, determined that her children would continue learning despite the weight placed on her shoulders.
You know, a parent has so much love for their children. Abandoning them does not solve any problem. It only creates more. That is why, despite all the challenges, I chose to keep pushing forward no matter what.
Vincent's education began in a private primary school.
In the beginning, I started at an academy school,
where he quickly developed a reputation as a disciplined and hardworking student.
That year, the story was not much that good.
From an early age, he understood that education was important, that he approached it with determination.
I feel so proud whenever he comes home with good grades. I know he's going very far in life. Even the things he talks about are always focused on progress.
But as financial pressure on the family continued to grow, difficult choices had to be made.
I was in class 4. That's when I transferred to the public school. Primary, it is called Shodrai Primary School.
When his elder sister joined secondary school, the family could no longer afford private school for Vincent. To reduce costs, he was transferred to a public primary school.
That time, my sister was joining high school. So, sometimes we found that it is not very good. And we sat down and decided that I will join that public school, so that at least they reduce the cost,
allowing the limited resources available to support all the children.
From what they have reduced, they now use it to support my sister's education in high school.
The change in schools did not change Vincent's attitude toward learning. If anything, it strengthened his determination.
In the public school that I joined, it was not very expensive, because per term they would require just 10 kilograms of maize and 4 kgs of beans. Again, it was not as hard as it is now.
For Vincent, education is not an individual journey. It is a shared effort within the family. With his siblings also pursuing studies, every resource must be carefully managed and every decision carries weight. His mother is a vendor at Gakoromone market and also depends on casual labor where income is limited and unpredictable. Yet, she continues to prioritize education. In such a setting, each school term comes with pressure, not just to perform, but to remain in school. When Vincent completed primary school, he did well in his KCPE.
I even had aimed to get a 400 so that I get a scholarship for high school. But unfortunately, I didn't manage to get 400. I scored 339 marks.
Although he had hoped to repeat and improve his performance, there was no opportunity to do so.
Of which I didn't feel much comfortable, but I had to accept it because there was no class behind us. We are the last 844. So no repetition chance.
His class was the final cohort under the 844 system, leaving him with only one path forward.
When I received the results, I was very shocked because I was expecting something much great.
Okay.
But now again I had to settle down and know that it is not the end. Those were just to take me to a better high school.
For the family, however, getting him there would require more than they could easily afford.
I was happy that he had performed well in KCPE, but I did not have the resources needed to take him to secondary school.
I received a letter from Nkobo School and another from Munene. Nkobo School being my dream school, I had to join it because I had that desire.
At that moment, Vincent's grandfather stepped in.
I told him he could even join a day school, but he was not comfortable with that. That is when my father-in-law stepped in.
Actually, our grandpa, he had told me that he will support me. He went and organized with mom the little that they could afford. They managed at least to take me to school now, and I got an entry to high school.
For the family, it was a moment of hope, but that hope would soon be tested.
When Munene joined Nkubu High School, my father-in-law passed away, and that is when the real problems began, because all three children were now depending entirely on me.
Keeping Vincent in school became a continuous struggle.
Personally, I know that the situation is not good.
Yeah.
But at least I have to accept and also pray for her that things will get better and I won't be sent.
I felt like everything had come to an end because I had nothing left.
His mother began doing whatever work she could find. She sold fruits in the market, worked as a casual laborer, and borrowed money from friends and neighbors.
She goes to the market basically on Mondays and Fridays.
At that time, I was selling fruits in the market. I would take loans to buy the fruits, sell them, and send whatever profit I made to the school. No matter how little it was, I still sent it.
Now that she could be able to borrow loans, she went and got a loan and paid for me at that time. Now after there, we came from two. From two now, the first time, somehow it was quite not easy. She tried. Now when she paid the loan, she had to borrow more. Now when she borrowed, she paid for term one. In Infirmary, it is becoming a burden because this year, somehow it is becoming a challenge.
The business gradually declined because I kept using the profits to pay school fees, reducing my capital.
Whenever necessary, she sold other family assets simply to keep her son's education moving.
Munene had reared some chickens. He told me that if we lacked money for shopping, we could sell them.
Sometimes, Vincent joined her during school holidays, helping with manual work so that together they could raise something toward the next term's fee.
While we are at home, sometimes I do try to go for manual works with my friends there. We go, we get at least something. When I get, I save and save.
Sometimes we go for casual jobs together. We combine the money we earn to buy his shopping.
The cycle never really ended.
She has to work for the loan that she borrowed. And as she's working to pay it, term two is waiting.
Yeah.
So she will be required again to borrow again. She borrows, it continues like that.
School fees remain one of the biggest challenges Vincent faces. There are times when her mother must come to school in person, seeking more time so that he can stay in class. These moments reveal how fragile access to education can be. And yet, despite the uncertainty, Vincent continues to show up, determined to learn and to make progress with whatever opportunity he has.
The financial burden extends beyond school. At home, food is not always guaranteed. There were nights when Vincent went to bed hungry.
This year, I have taught my children to get used to eating only one meal a day.
Like I'll take breakfast and then from there now I'll go sit down, read. And when I feel tired, I get out of the house, stay there until the day is over.
The uncertainty surrounding school fees also began affecting him emotionally.
Sometimes it brings a lot of anxiety to me. Now that when I try to focus, I remember that any time from now, I can be out of school. But I try as much to bring my mind into concentration, knowing that if I concentrate and get a good grade, everything will be sorted.
Yet, through it all, Vincent never lost sight of what education meant to him.
I remind myself where I come from. And when this comes into my mind, I have to sit down and concentrate. The small portion of shamba she has, it can't do anything to us. It can't mean anything. So I have to put more effort, knowing that education is the only thing I'm left with to inherit from them.
In an environment where resources are limited, Vincent aspires to become a pilot, a path that requires not only academic excellence, but access to opportunities that are often out of reach. Still, he holds into that vision, believing that one day he will not only achieve it, but also open doors for others who share the same dream. And from here, he continues forward, guided by determination and purpose.
Munene is a very persevering child. Even when he needs something and knows I cannot afford it, he chooses not to tell me because he knows I will feel bad.
I have to be disciplined and be self-guided. My empathy now helps me a lot, even making these decisions.
As the financial pressure continued, Vincent's family learned about the Bob Mwiti Foundation and the Star Award.
The first time I heard about Bob Mwiti Foundation, they were in our school. It was last term, term 1. Before we came for midterm, that's when they came. And when they told us about the program, I felt much touched and I thought that maybe I can be applicable.
They completed the application process and waited.
Whenever Munene closes school for the term, he updates me on everything that has been happening.
Now when we came for midterm, that's when I told my mom. And I called my dad and told him about the program.
I asked him whether he qualified to apply for the award. He told me he did, and that if he got the opportunity to apply, he would be very happy. I encouraged him to go ahead and try.
And since he's the one who has a smartphone, he told me to write an essay and borrowed a phone from my friend, sent him the essay, and now he applied.
The Bob Mwiti Foundation is rooted in lived experience shaped by the journey of its chairman.
I grew up in a very humble family, raised primarily by my grandparents. In primary school, I worked very hard and was fortunate to become one of the top students in Meru County. That performance earned me admission to one of the most prestigious schools in the country, Nairobi School.
Honorable Kinoti Gatobu, former Bori MP, was among the distinguished guests during the official launch of Bob Mwiti Foundation.
So I knew Bob through Nkobwa School. Nkobwa School really molded us. It changed our lives forever. Bob, I've never known Nkobwa School was not your school of choice. It was a product of circumstances. Because even for me, Nkobwa School was not my choice. My dream school since I was a small boy was Tarehe Boys. But many years later, when I look back, one of the best things that happened in my life was going to Nkobwa School.
Bob Mwiti and Honorable Gatobu first came to know each other through their former high school, Nkobo High School, a connection that has remained strong over the years.
the principal invited us to form Kobo High School Old Boys Association, and he picked me to be the patron. That's when now I came to meet Bob, and we became great friends, and he was very committed to the cause.
During the event, Honorable Katobu praised Bob Mwiti for consistently being at the forefront of empowering dreams and creating opportunities for young people through education and mentorship.
And Bob never misses. Sometimes he takes a flight from US to come and mentor the boys of Kobo High School. That tells you how committed, how loving he is. Even last year, July, we were with him again in Kobo High School, mentoring the young boys, supporting them, and really Bob, saa ingine sisi tukiwa Kenya tuna miss the mentorship day, but Bob akiwa wapi, hata akiwa Pluto, atachukua rocket akuje.
He also expressed his appreciation for seeing a vision that began as a personal dream finally come to fruition through the establishment of the Bob Mwiti Foundation, an initiative now dedicated to supporting and uplifting vulnerable students and communities.
I'm very happy to learn that Bob has had this dream for a long time. This is a great thought. This is a great commitment. As the disciples of Bob, tujiulize tukiwa tunatembea na Bob kwa hii safari ya kuguza maisha in our own small ways, how can we touch our families, our neighbors, all the people near and even far from us.
As part of a mission to give back to the community.
About 8 years ago, I began quietly supporting top students from my local primary school, Munene, and my alma mater, Kobo High School. As the years went by, I realized there was a need to create a more structured and scalable way to help many more students. That vision led to the creation of the Bob Mwiti Foundation.
Through its flagship Star Award, the foundation seeks to empower brilliant and financially needy students through high school education.
Through the Star Award, we support outstanding high school students across Meru County. Every week, the foundation awards Kenya shillings 20,000 to one student from each administrative ward within Meru County.
When the call finally came confirming that Vincent had been selected, it brought relief to the family.
I am so happy. After everything I have gone through, I do not know what else to do except thank God for what He has done for me.
For a family that has always believed education is the greatest investment, that opportunity means everything.
I believe now that my mind will be settled. I'll be able to concentrate.
I know this support is a huge relief, and next time I will not struggle with school fees the way I have before.
Thank you very much for considering me for this opportunity, to appreciate you for it.
I pray that God blesses Bob Mwiti and continues to expand his work for the wonderful job he's doing.
You can support this family and help ease their burden through this M-Pesa number. Your kindness is truly appreciated. Through the Bob Mwiti Foundation, you have an opportunity to nurture education and support determined students. Your contributions go directly toward easing the burden of school fees, helping ensure that these students are able to remain in school.
Vincent Munene's journey reminds us that for some students, education is not just about individual success, but about the future of an entire family. Despite financial challenges and the pressure of shared responsibility, he has remained focused and determined. Through the Star Award, the Bob Mwiti Foundation continues to support students like Vincent, helping to ease the burden of school fees and create the stability needed for consistent learning. This has been the Star Award show brought to you by the Bob Mwiti Foundation. Thank you for watching.